Hey everybody, this is Darren. Today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plant some more corn seeds, and this time I'm putting them in my hydroponic bucket. I'm gonna start them off first without the hydroponic. As you can see, I put the soil in the net cup, and I made about 5 holes here, and so I'm going to drop the seeds. I don't know if you can see that seed in there. Let's see. Yeah, it kind of went way down in there. I don't want to put it that deep. But there's the seed. I don't want it too deep. There's the seed. So as you can see, I'm just dropping these seeds in here. I'm dropping about 5 seeds. Then I'm just going to cover them up. Like so. I'm just going to water them, and hopefully they'll grow. They should. I did it hydroponically before like this, and they came out pretty good, but I just picked them too early. And for my fertilizer, I just use Miracle-Gro. I put about 3 tablespoons of this in the water, and a couple of tablespoons of the fish fertilizer. Now I want to show you something. As you can see here, there's an ant on my butternut squash there. In the last video I showed this. This was pretty small. It's starting to grow pretty big, but as you can see, I got my hydroponic set up. You can see I got my air tube, and I got connected to my aerator right here. And these are the air stones. I gotta clean these. They get clogged, so you have to pull them out every now and again and clean them. But right now I just got a tube going down in here, as you can see, to keep the water nice and oxygenated. And I also want to talk to you about how I got my watermelons. And anybody can do this. Oh, my shoe just came off. Anybody can do this, but take a look at my watermelons that I got growing in the semi-hydroponic setting. That's the first one. There's the second one, and look how big the leaves are. And when you go back and look at my last video, these were a lot smaller. But take a look. As you can see, I got these just growing out of 2 regular flower pots with dirt. As you can see, my air line right here going into the water. And I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see. You can see the roots down there. You see how the roots, there they are. See, the roots is growing out the bottom of the pot. So because that water is oxygenated, you know, the roots are able to get oxygen and nutrients all at the same time. And watermelons are heavy feeders, so they require a lot of water. And as you can see, you know how healthy my leaves are. But like I said, this is something anybody can do. It is not really hard at all. You can do this on your patio. You just have to get your trellis so the vine can climb. And my orange tree here, as you can see, I got the same setup. I got my air tube going down in here. Let's see. See the bubbles? And I never did anything to this tree right here. I just stuck it in the water, in the fertilized water that I showed you with the 2 fertilizers that I use. All I do is change it about once a week or every other week, just depends. But as you can see, all the oranges ooh, excuse me. All the oranges that I got growing on here. And like I said, you know, I don't do anything to it. I probably should prune it, but it's pretty much a maintenance-free method of gardening here. It makes everything real easy. And then over here in my backyard, I want to talk a little bit about these collard greens I got growing back here. These ones you see up front right here and that one over there, these started out from my garden I had about 6 years ago, my first garden. And all this right here it's just a compost pile. It's just leaves, grass, and you know, I put back here and it all turned into fresh dirt. As you can see, let me show you. If you got a nice sized backyard, this is something you can do too. If you can see, all that turned into dirt. But when I threw my collard greens back here in this compost pile, well, the roots went into that fertile soil, and before I knew it, you know, I had collard greens growing out of the stalks that I threw back here. And I don't, when I harvest these, I don't cut my stalk. All I do, I like go from here where my hand is and just take those down and then leave the leaves right here on there, and this will continue growing. This actually was one plant. This was one plant. So if you don't cut your stalks on your collard greens, they'll turn into a tree. And they grow all year round. And what you'll see, you know, you'll start seeing new plants coming out the stalks. Now these collard greens back here, I bought these collard greens from the grocery store. I took the stalk and put it down in this compost. I had 2, one of them didn't make it. And then the other one, from one collard green stalk, I got all these. So, you know, you can take greens from the store and root the stalk and just put it in some good soil, and this is what you'll get. You know, it's gonna go to seed at first. You know, when you first plant it, it's gonna go to seed. But just let it go to seed, and after it goes to seed, and then you'll start seeing other collard green plants growing from the stalks. And right here, this vine right there, that's sweet potatoes. But right here, these plants right here, this is cabbage that I brought from the grocery store. And what I did, I cut the core out. I put the core in some water. And I had it set up hydroponically, but it wasn't doing so good, so I took it out and I stuck it into the ground. So these three, let's see, this one, that small one, and this one is actually growing out of that one core that I planted. Mind you, you know, I bought these from the grocery store, but because cabbage and collard greens are in the same family, I'm seeing that this is probably going to turn into a tree as well, just like these collard greens. Now these are all cold weather crops, so they're that's when they're really going to flourish, when it starts getting back cold. And here's another one. But you know, the dirt and everything is so fresh and organic, you know, I mean, it's hard for the bugs to kill it. As you can see how healthy it is, although it's being attacked by bugs, but it's still growing. As you can see, I just put some fresh leaves and grass back here. So it can continue to make more fertile soil. And there's all kinds of worms and everything in here. But as you can see, just to give you an idea how tall this collard green plant is. You see that fence? I'll turn it this way. That's how tall it is. Usually when they get so tall, they'll lay down. They'll start to lay down. Like these right here, because these was once tall. But they'll lay down and then they'll grow back up. And then once they lay down, new plants will start coming up out the stalks once I bury them. So that's all for now. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you find it helpful, hit the like and subscribe button and support my channel. Thanks.